A possible bout between two of the sport's most exciting prospects, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, has the boxing world giddy with excitement. This bout, which is still up for debate as of March 24, 2025, has sparked discussions among boxers, fans, and commentators. It's a conflict that pits power against accuracy, expertise against flexibility, and size against skill. Personal hostility and a string of public altercations, including a heated altercation at an airport that had to be broken up by witnesses, have been the main causes of the tension that has been building between these two for months. Once merely chatter, the fight is now on the verge of being one of the biggest in recent memory, possibly even surpassing the hoopla of a Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis bout that never happened. At 168 pounds, Canelo Alvarez is the undisputed super middleweight champion and a formidable opponent. His record speaks for itself. Wins against Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, and Gennady Golovkin, among others, have cemented his place among boxing's top fighters. He is in his peak at 34, weighing in at 168 pounds, where he has dominated and even challenged for undisputed position twice. There is no denying his physical advantages, which include strength, durability, and sheer bulk. During his trilogy with Golovkin, Canelo received some of the division's toughest blows and continued to come forward, demonstrating his capacity to take punishment. He views this altercation as merely another workday. He has made it apparent that he does not consider Crawford to be a real threat, criticizing him as being overhyped following his historic victory over Errol Spence Jr., too undersized, and unproven at heavier weights. Canelo frequently dismisses the idea that Crawford should be in the same ring with him by saying, "One fight doesn't make you great." By contrast, Terence Crawford is a different kind of beast. He is currently a 37-year-old four-weight world champion, having defeated Israil Madrimov by a narrow margin in August 2024 after overcoming 135, 140, 147, and most recently, 154 pounds. Crawford's record, which stands at 41-0 with 31 knockouts, is characterized by his versatility and ring IQ. He is a switch hitter who can move between orthodox and southpaw stances with ease. His speed, timing, and ability to generate angles confuse opponents. Crawford views this battle as an opportunity to solidify his reputation. He feels the Mexican superstar isn't the unbeatable force he once was after years of studying him and noticing the minor symptoms of aging, such as slower reflexes and moments of exhaustion in recent bouts. Crawford wants to expose Canelo, humiliate him, and demonstrate that he is the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world, not just win. The incident at the airport merely fueled the flames. Crawford later raged, "I won't allow him to treat me disrespectfully. He has another thing coming if he believes he can threaten me." Now, this is personal, and Crawford does best in situations where the stakes are high. Whether Crawford can overcome the size difference is the main question that hangs over this fictitious fight. While Crawford began his career at welterweight, 147 pounds, and has only lately advanced to junior middleweight, 154 pounds, Canelo has been a natural 168-pounder for years. It's intimidating to go up 2 weight classes to take on a man who is not only bigger but also a deadly puncher. Critics cite Crawford's victory over Madrimov in their most recent bout as proof that he might find it difficult to overcome more experienced opponents. One doubter pointed out that he didn't do much to Madrimov. He's going up to 168 now. Canelo will stroll him down and eat his punches. The worry is that despite Crawford's genius, he won't be able to hold Canelo at bay. Canelo's record indicates that he can endure damage that would floor weaker men, and one clean shot from him might change everything. Crawford's fans, however, have a different perspective. They contend that how you use what you have is more important than size. One of Crawford's most vocal supporters is Shakur Stevenson, with whom he has sparred innumerable times. Stevenson remarked, "I've always felt his style beats Canelo. He can make it easy, but I'm not saying it will be." Stevenson cites Crawford's speed, stance-changing skills, and underappreciated strength as the means by which Canelo can be defeated. He went on to say, "People believe he can't punch at heavier weights, but Terence can hurt anyone." Stevenson has seen Crawford up close and feels that his skill set is a nightmare for Canelo's methodical, pressure-heavy style, so it's not simply blind loyalty. Another legendary boxer, James Toney, concurs. "Easy win," Toney said without holding back. "Canelo is good, but he's not as good as Crawford." Toney believes that skill is everything, and he believes that Crawford's multifaceted style is too complex for Canelo to manage. A more considered opinion is provided by Dimitri Bivol, the only guy to defeat Canelo in recent memory, at 175 pounds in 2022. "Very good skill, very awkward," is how he describes Crawford's talent, but he warns that the leap to 168 pounds is risky. Bivol stated, "He needs to adjust to the pressure and power." There is a significant difference. As someone who has experienced Canelo's strength firsthand, Bivol is concerned about Crawford's physical resilience. But mental resilience is equally as important as physical adaptation. Crawford has always had that. He has made a living by disproving skeptics, but this challenge is unlike any he has encountered. Bivol thinks Crawford can win, but there are too many unknowns, like how his training camp will go. On fight night, how will he feel? These little things have the power to make or break him. Super middleweight contender David Benavidez, who has been pursuing Canelo for years, believes this will be a memorable battle. He stated, "It has the potential to be an all-time classic with Canelo's experience and adaptability and Crawford's versatility and technique." Benavidez is more aware of the stylistic conflict than most others. Canelo is a master of controlled aggression. He stalks opponents and uses strong, accurate shots to take them out. Crawford, on the other hand, relies on movement and deceit, taking advantage of opponents' desperation and making them miss. Benavidez observed, "It's about who imposes their style and who adjusts better." Because he appreciates Crawford's preparation and intelligence, he gives him a fighting chance, higher than most, at 7 out of 10. Benavidez stated, "He's been working on the weights for a long time. He has an opportunity to cause Canelo discomfort." Nevertheless, Benavidez can't help but feel a little frustrated since he thinks he, not Crawford, is the legitimate challenger. But Ryan Garcia doesn't believe the buzz. "Crawford can't beat Canelo," he said bluntly on the Ring Champs podcast. "Madrimov isn't even large, and he didn't appear to be strong against him." For Garcia, the answer is straightforward. Crawford's skill set is outmatched by Canelo's size, strength, and experience. He sees only a one-sided beating here, no chance of an upset. Floyd Mayweather Jr., the 2013 Canelo champion, has a different opinion. "Canelo was simple," boasted Mayweather. "I cooked him when I was almost 40. It will be one of the biggest upsets ever if Crawford wins," he says, predicting that Canelo will attempt to walk Crawford down. According to Mayweather, who considers Crawford the current pound-for-pound king, skill always wins out over size. He acknowledged the Nebraskan's genius by saying, "Crawford is number one right now." The strongest argument is made by Sean Porter, who faced Crawford in 2021. Porter remarked, "He is the bravest and strongest man I have ever faced in the ring." From a previous champion who has faced the best, it is excellent praise. Porter thinks Crawford can prevail, particularly at this point. He said, "Canelo has enough miles on him to break down over 8 or 10 rounds." Despite Canelo's famous durability, his wars have taken their toll. GGG, Bivol, Kovalev, and Crawford, who is still relatively young at 37, might take advantage of that in the closing stages of the fight. Joe Rogan concurs, brushing off the fixation on size. Rogan mentioned on his podcast that Crawford weighed 185 pounds the other day. "He's not little." Rogan believes that skill is what matters, and Crawford's flawless record shows that no one has figured out his strategy. He said, "Someone needs to prove to me that they can subdue his will. Terence is going with me. So what could happen in this fight?" Canelo would probably get out to a quick start, testing Crawford's stamina at 168 pounds by using his strength to intimidate him. Crawford would move in response, selecting his shots and keeping Canelo within range. Crawford's versatility may be on display if he makes it through the initial assault and pulls Canelo into deep seas. Crawford doesn't slow down late, but Canelo's past indicates that he does. However, Crawford has never encountered such energy if Canelo lands clean. Freshness versus experience, competence versus size, it's a coin toss. Breathless, the boxing community awaits the response.